Welcome to Team Call. It is April 26th. And so tonight Cheryl is asking for the link. Can you put it somewhere? Can you you can't use your Facebook? Hang on, I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, my messenger's not even working now. I don't know.
Someone just put the Zoom link in the team page for me, please.
Amber.
Someone. Thank you. Or message it to Cheryl or something. Okay. So, welcome back to Team Call. I wanted to talk tonight about, poor Marjorie has sat through this already, but I did this presentation in the Push Mastermind group, and I thought it would be helpful to share here. And because there's good information that hopefully you guys will learn some stuff about. So I did it on social media and storytelling. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my way of how I post, how I come up with my content, because there is a rhyme or reason for what you post and when you post. And anyways, I'm just going to jump in. So first of all, one thing that's really important, especially in the beginning, is, remembering that we're here to brand ourselves. So that's why this business is so great in my mind. Well, it's great for so many reasons, but Beachbody has its own marketing. It has its own ads. We don't need to speak for Beachbody at all. We're here because we are starting our own business and we want to showcase who we are, why we're doing this, what it's done for us, and we don't want to do Beachbody's work for them. Because ultimately why people sign up with you is because they know, like, and trust you. It has nothing to do with Beachbody at all. That's just the tools that we use and the tools that we love. So that's one thing that's important. I'm sure in the beginning I had lots of, posts with me like holding up my shake and like kissing it or something weird. But, you can talk about your shake, but just maybe make sure your shake, like if I'm going to show my shake, I don't really give a shit now, but back in the beginning, I would show my cup and not have anything show. So that creates that, questioning. What is she drinking? What is in that cup? Why is she drinking that? And, I know for me, as you guys see in my stories every day, I always am making my unicorn magic. And the questions that I get, because I don't tell them, this is what this is what this product is. I call it unicorn magic. You can call it anything you want to call it. But people say to me all the time, what is that you're drinking? What is in your drink? What is unicorn magic? And I'll explain what it does, why I drink it, but I don't need to explain what it is because I want that curiosity. So just know that you're building yourself. You don't have to worry about Beachbody. And I know that I think it's scary to think of it like that because we'd rather be behind Beachbody, but this is about you, and that's kind of exciting too. So my number one tip, or my first tip, is know and speak to your ideal audience. So who are you trying to attract? And again, this is kind of a scary concept in the beginning, because I know for me, I didn't want to make anybody mad. I didn't want to make anyone feel like I was selling to them. I didn't want to rock any kind of boats or anything. So I was trying to appeal to everyone. And when you're trying to appeal to everyone, you're missing out on your people. So make sure that you kind of know. And in the Coach Bootcamp, there's a great post. It's a color graphic about who you are. What are the things that make up you, and who are the people that you're trying to reach? And one thing in my content, in my posts, it's always about providing value. Are you providing value? What are you trying to send a message about? Are you showing up for others? Are you being helpful to them? Create captions that include them and ask questions. And I gave this example. I'm sorry, Margie, I'm pulling everything from that thing you already heard. But in that bullying post I had the other day, my audience loves when I am like raw with them, which is sometimes therapeutic for me. It's always therapeutic for me, but I just know that they like those posts and they like my running posts. And so in that particular bullying post, I asked the question, what would you do in this situation? Would you accept this friend request of this previous bully that I had in high school? And those kind of questions really get people to talk, because they love to talk about themselves and their opinions. So, for me, I know that I knew what I was going to do. I knew that I wasn't going to friend request or accept this girl's friend request, but I just wanted to elicit conversation. I want to engage with my audience, and start that conversation going. So make sure that you include them. And I think for me, it's been this kind of learning experience that people don't want to answer questions like, what are you going to do to work out today? Maybe they're nowhere near where you're at, and working out is the furthest thing from the planet. Because I think about me back before I started. I wasn't doing a daily workout. I wasn't working out in my home. I wasn't watching how many ounces of water I drank that day. So ask them questions that elicit those responses that they're comfortable giving, and they love giving opinions. Your post, does it say look at me, or does it say look at what can be? So are you painting a picture that they can put themselves in? Can they say to themselves, wow, this could be possible for me too, because she did this or he did this? You want them to be thinking not just that they're proud of you for doing it or happy that you're doing it, but they can do it too. So inspire others to do rather than just like what you're doing. Create, and you know what, let me go back a little bit too, because I also want to touch on a couple things that came up for me while I was doing this before is, I get a lot of questions about the different platforms for social media, and I want to encourage you guys to go with where you enjoy being. So wherever you like to be, if Facebook is your jam, make it Facebook. If Instagram is your jam, make it Instagram. You don't go somewhere because of success that somebody else has had. And I think that, there's definitely good things or things to be said for both platforms, but don't stress too much about it. You have to find kind of what feels right for you. And I know for me, when I first started, I was super uncomfortable in my warm market. I didn't really want anybody who I currently knew, or it was weird because I didn't want to put anything on my personal page, but my like page, which is totally public and anybody can see it, I was comfortable there. And to this day, I still am 100% more comfortable on my Facebook like page, which probably means I have to do a lot more with my personal page. But if it makes you puke, you have to do it, right? So I like the like page because I can grow it. I can use Facebook ads, and I can show up in a way that I don't have to be, that will take away from time that I'm putting in. But you don't have to think about all that. But just know that wherever you feel comfortable is right for you. So you do you. Okay, so create engaging content. So you want to just make it meaningful for people. And I know for me, I really get inspired by personal development that I'm doing. Or if something happens in my life and I'm like, okay, I can put a spin on that and make it a post. So I'm just constantly thinking. It's kind of like gratitude. The more that you do it, the more that you look for it. So when you start thinking that you have to write these posts or come up with these post ideas, they do come to you. So I'll just jot them down on the side of my journal every day. And then if it's something that like is on my heart, like sometimes if it's like the bullying one, for instance, like if it's there and I need to get it out, I just write it. I just write it right then. Whether or not I'm posting it then, I just write it, because sometimes, you just have to. Because sometimes I go back to my list and I'm like, I'm not feeling that one anymore. I felt it then, but I don't feel it now. A really good idea that I got from a girl in the Push Mastermind that I'm actually doing this week is, it goes along with providing value and it goes along with really serving your audience, is what's something you can do. Like, so I'm doing a 5-day tips for quarantine. So Monday through Friday, my content for all those 5 days will be tips for quarantine. And in that, I will then turn it into my weekly newsletter on Monday with all the tips for the 5 days. Now, how it's supposed to play out is your audience like engages with you and so you say like, who's interested in hearing about this? They put their names and then you tag them each day, which like, depending on how it goes tomorrow, that's what I'll do. Like you'll see the first day, and then whoever comments or anything, I'll tag them on the consecutive days. It just creates engagement, really serves your people, hopefully. And then it turns into a beautiful newsletter at the end. So if you can think of something like that, I think it's a great idea. Like I'm so freaking happy that my whole week is already planned out. I've written 3 of them. I just have 2 others to write. So that's so exciting for me. You know, I'm a box checker, so I can already check those boxes. But so think about that. Like, how can you serve? And everyone has something that they can share, that they can provide something that's helping them now, something that's helped them in the past. So just think about that. And again, how can they visualize themselves in your story? Are you painting that picture of a transformation? And the transformations can be anything. It can be, you know, obviously the physical transformations, but the growth transformations, the transformations in a relationship, the transformations in your confidence, anything. So train your audience to engage. So you want to be there to respond to them. I know that's not always, like, you're not always going to be there right at that time, but make sure you go back to your posts. Whoever's commented, whoever's liked it, send them a message, thank them for supporting you. If they've commented, comment back. If you're there when they are commenting, it will boost the engagement. So, you know, that's something to think about. I use the app called What to Post, and it is an app that's connected to my Instagram, and it tells me the best times to post based on my Instagram. I use it religiously at this point, and it's a little bit crazy because it's changing all the times on me. And like tonight, my post is posting at 11:30 p.m. I'm going to be deep in sleep at that point. There's no way that I'm going to be commenting on posts, but I will make sure that I will do that immediately when I wake up in the morning, and you know, respond to the people. So yeah, train them to be, you know, involved, have that personal connection. Those personal connections from your posts, those are building relationships. You're building relationships with people. You're then in their inboxes thanking them for supporting you, and you're having authentic conversations. That's what this is about. This is about building those friendships. So don't think of it as a post. Think of it as a way to cultivate your community. You're building community every time you post. You're hopefully helping somebody. You're, you know, gaining that trust even more, and the rest is history. So 3 is converting your followers into customers. And I know this is the most frustrating one, but it takes time. Over time, trust is built. Every time you post, every time you have a story, every time you show up, they are learning to trust you every day. And that's when all of this ties together. Those seeds that you're planting, the posts, the stories, the reaching out to them to thank them, to reaching out to them to check in on them. Those are your seeds that you're planting, and you just don't know when they're going to bloom. But it takes time, and it takes consistency. And that's, if you're focused on the conversation converting to a sale, you're not going to do it. You're not going to get there because your heart is in the wrong place. You have to have that going into the conversation as just wanting to serve, just wanting to be there, just wanting to add that support. It has to be genuine, or it's not going to carry over. So just be there as consistently as you can be. You know, you certainly don't have to be there 7 days a week. Well, yeah, no, you can set up a post. You can be there 7 days a week. But just think of it that way. Every single post builds that trust. And the goal of posting isn't about the likes and the comments. And I know that can be hard too. I like to look at it as helping one person. If one of my posts, especially those like hard ones that like rip at your heart to write, if that's helped one person, then it's a success. And I have to tell you, even the hardest ones, like even if you don't feel like they're getting engagement, or like they show up and they're not getting any likes and comments, those are the ones that I've gotten the private messages of people that I didn't even know read my post, and they say, thank you for posting that. I really needed that. I really needed to hear that. I can't believe you're going through that too, or whatever. So just just have that in mind. One person. If you help one person, isn't that a win? If you've made one person's day or one person feel like they're not alone. If they're showing up for you, let them know you're listening. Again, like try to go back. I know a harder time that I have with is like that, like tomorrow is Monday. So I would go on my Sunday post and look at that post and make sure I've commented, but make sure you're going back to the other days too. Don't miss people, because you can miss people that way. Look at your story views to see who's watched your stories. Thank them for watching them. That's a really great way to start conversations. I know for me, like I'm in my stories. So if they're there, they kind of feel like they're in my life already. And it's a great way to start conversations. Before you're posting, think about what you want out of this post. Do you want them to comment? Do you want them to just sit with your words? Do you want them to throw you an emoji to reach out for more information? Do you want advice? Like the question, like, what would you do in this situation? Think about if you're creating community, do your words match your personality? I know in the coaching world, what's mine is yours, and we share everything. But make sure, like sometimes, like I am going to use a post from someone else's because I like it, but it doesn't sound like me. If you don't sound like you and it doesn't match what your other posts have been like, your audience is going to know that, you know? So make sure it matches, make it sound like you. Like we even say with like scripts make life easier, but make sure they sound like you. Does your image match your content? You know, image is a lot more important on Instagram than it is on Facebook. So make sure, but even in general, like if it's a post about your family, is it a nice family picture? If you're posting about, I don't know, your kids, I don't know, I can't get off the family subject, but what is it about, and does it match your post? I do on my Facebook like page a lot more of like the engagement things, because so like today I've been doing it like every day actually. Today was something because people were commenting a lot. The ice cream thing. Was that yesterday? I don't know. I can't remember. But it was the ice cream truck. What would be the ice cream that you would pull off of it? And the nice thing, the reason I do those on my Facebook like page is because people love to tell me, they love to tell their opinions. They love to tell me what kind of quarantine hair they have or what music they would listen to 95 times a day. They like those things. When they like those things and comment, it shows up because it's a public page. It shows up on their friends. So I get more eyes on my page, more people. Every time somebody likes that post, I can click on their name and invite them to like my page, and I can have a conversation with them. So every single time, and those are like, it drives me crazy sometimes how much engagement they get, because I'm like, this other one I've poured my heart out in, but you love to talk about quarantine hair. But you know, you gotta give the people what they want. So have a strategy. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just think in your head like, okay, I have a group starting. I'm starting a great bod group and I want to add people to it. Have a post talking about what you're going to be doing in that bod group. Then say, you know, have it a call to action. Put it, I'm in if you want me to contact you with more information. Make sure, like I try to make sure that, you know, depending on what I'm having, I want to make sure I have at least 2 coaching posts per week, how coaching has changed my life or what it does for me. You know, and then I kind of just go through the week. Like I know this week we're going to be finishing 10 rounds. That's probably going to be like 3 posts right there. Me being proud of Tucker that he finished it, my feelings about finishing it, you know, pull from the things that are going on in your life. And then, yeah, you can plan ahead. So I use the When to Post app, and then I use Planoly to set up my posts. So I'm not up at 11:30 posting tonight. It's already scheduled to go in Planoly. My only tip with that is never write your post in Planoly. I've lost many a posts, and it's really sad when you take all that time to write something and it disappears. So I use my email to write it, and then I copy and paste it in Planoly. It helps, you know, you can set up for whatever time you want to set it up, and you're good to go. You can put in your hashtags in the comments, and it can connect to anywhere you want to connect it to. So another thing is you can use, and you can use each other. You can ask me. Social media audits are really helpful to get a handle on what you could be doing better, what you need to get rid of. There's a lot of different strategies behind it. And as I said, the different platforms can be a little bit different, but if that's something you're interested in, we can definitely do something like that. I track my social media every week. I put it in our team page. I used Melanie Mitro and Katie Ersta's Chic, I don't remember what it's called, but it's their book. I don't recommend getting it. It's really overwhelming. I love them dearly, but it's really overwhelming. But I use in it every single week, every Thursday. So every Thursday is the start to our new Beachbody week. So that's when I turn my tracker over, and it's when I audit my social over my posts. So it goes into all of your insights. What was your most engaging post of the week? What on Instagram and Facebook? What was your highest story view? And then you can actually see what your highest engaging post was. So that's how I know that those engaging ones that annoy me, but whatever, those are the best ones, because I see it every week. I see it in my social media. And it's a really good tool to say, like, well, why did this bomb? Or why did this do well? And the reason that I use the When to Post app is that I've seen it in my engagement. They're not wrong. Even though I'm sleeping at 11:30, for some reason, people are reading my post at 11:30, because on Instagram and Facebook, my post did really well that posted at 11:30 the other night. So pay attention to those things. Pay attention to what hashtags you're using. You know, you can always adjust things that way too. But the more intentional you are with everything, the more it will help you in the end. And just pay attention and see what's working, what's not, and hopefully that will help you get to that group of people that you want to be speaking to. So, BOD groups. Do you guys want to talk about that? I know you had some questions, Marjorie. Yeah.
No, I just have 5 million, so I can't wait till tomorrow. That's all.
Well, just ask. It might help somebody else.
I don't even know where to start. I already asked you if 2 people can run a BOD group. You said yes.
Yes.
Right?
I think you can have as many admins as you want. Because so I was having kind of a moment earlier, because I was setting up the coach boot camp group, and I wanted all my coaches and all of Tucker's coaches. So I had to make Tucker an admin. So you can add as many admins as you need to, because I was like, what am I going to do? I need to add those people, but you can. So it's as many admins, I think, as you want. No more? That was it?
I have to do more research first.
Yeah, I mean, if your questions are like in terms of the platform, it's going to take some time to iron out. This is a brand
Yeah, I've got to like play with it and work out like what I'm doing and what my group plan is.
It so far like looks really nice, and I think it'll be really nice. Like, okay, so we're not going to get rid of our wonderful challenge group right now. We're not messing with that. You don't mess with something that's not broken. So what I did, and I think I went live about this earlier because I just couldn't shut my mouth, but I am doing like a weekly check-in group on there for people, random people, the 3-month BOD, or this, maybe it bought something once, just once a week check-in. So they have something, and then it will be an easy way to see. You can see what people are doing. Are you tracking your workouts? Are you not? And then you can say to somebody, if you have BOD and you're tracking your workouts, or you're not tracking workouts, why not? What's going on? Or if they are tracking their workouts every day and they have BOD 3-month, hey, you're using this all the time. Do you want to upgrade to the yearly for $99 and save? Cheryl's my money person. What, $30? I forget what the savings is, but you know what I mean. So it'll be a really good way, or if somebody's logging Shakeology every day and they are not even on your radar because they're a random BOD lead. Hey, I see you're drinking Shakeology every day. Do you want to save money and get a discount and become a coach? It's just really, hopefully, I mean, if they track it, but you know, even still, it's a nice way to communicate with people.
That's cool.
And the people who don't have Facebook, because there are a lot of them.
There's a ton.
Yeah. And it's hard when you're on Instagram and you're like, hey, do you want to join this? And you're like, well, I mean, we could even do coach sneak peeks on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can go live on it, but it's an idea.
Now, when I get leads from Beachbody, do they see my bod groups
Yes.
going forward?
Yeah, they'll see who their coach is and they'll see any groups that you're running.
Okay.
You can even request, I almost did it just to mess with my upline. I shouldn't say that on here, but I almost did it just to mess with her and requested a group, but I didn't.
I almost did that to you.
You should have. But I think it'll be really good once it gets, and it will be interesting to see what Carl says, you know, about it tomorrow.
I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna test it today with Mia, I think. But people.
What? I
I'm
can't
gonna
hear you.
test- You can hear me?
Can you hear her?
Can you hear me? No?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah, you're quiet, Cheryl, but I can hear you.
All right. People, like, I'm doing a free group, so my people are not BOD members. Do you know how much information they have to put in, because they have to set up an account, right?
Yeah.
Great question.
So, all right. So Stephanie from our challenge group and then Amber, the other Amber, both sent me requests of like invites to their groups tonight. Now, Steph's isn't starting until May 18th, and then Amber's is starting May 1st, because we kind of agreed like we would jump on each other's. Cheryl, it looks like all we have to put in is an email address and a password. That's it. I didn't get asked for any more. And what got sent back to me when I put that in is, hey, you already have a bot account. Like, why are you putting this in? Just sign in, and it'll pop up. So it looks like it's not overly, like, no one has to, like, it's not a ton
That's
of
good.
personal information. It's not real invasive. It's a password and your email, like you would do for any app, really.
And
So I like that, because I like, even I'm thinking like my aunt, like she's so into this idea. I've been tossing it around with her of like a daily meditation and yoga, because she loves 3-week yoga retreats, and she didn't realize I'm not her coach. And she's like, wait, so we're fixing that. But and she's like, but if you do this, like, do you need, I don't want you, I love you, but I don't want you having all this info. And I'm like, no, it looks like it's really basic.
so at
That's
this
good to know.
just asking people for their email address, which is good. We want to get their email address anyways.
Right.
And then send them the invite that way, and then they just have to set up a basic account
And
with their
all
email account.
all Amber and Stephanie sent me was a link. Like, it literally was a link through a Facebook message. It was so simple, just like you would get like a link from a friend of, hey, I bought this on this site. Or like when Meredith and I were working together to get me signed up, like same thing, just like texting a link. So it's very
that's
quick,
nice.
it's very easy, and it's like what we're used to with being on our phones and shopping, or a quick little, here's a link to get you where you need to go.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I wonder if through that, once they accept, do you get an email when there's
I
notification?
got an email saying when the groups were gonna start. I don't know. I can message Steph and see if she got anything that like I signed up. Let me see, because we were texting
You
earlier.
have to request it, or at least the one that I did. Like, I have to go in and like request or admit people, but it's annoying because I get the emails on my phone and I'm not automatically logged in. So they wanted me to
Right.
log in each time. So I'm like, I can't do this right now. Like, I'll do it when I'm sitting down at my computer.
Right.
It's funny because if you send the invite to someone and they accept it, it'll come back to you to say, do you want to make them buy something or
Yeah.
just re-invite them? Then you have
Oh.
to re-invite them, and then they have to go back and they have to say, okay, let's do this again.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's
Because
a
like
multi-step
clicking
problem.
on for your group, Amber, because I didn't even notice you were there. Clicking in for your group was like no big deal.
Through the link.
Yeah, through the link you sent me on Messenger earlier, like
Yeah.
hitting the link and requesting to join, easy peasy.
Yeah, but then it bounces back to me saying, oh, Amber wants to join. Do you want to share a cart and make her buy something, or do you want to, quote unquote, re-invite her? Then I have to re-invite, and then you can be in.
Oh yeah, you
Interesting.
have to accept it. I think, which is good. That was my fear about it being on my page, is I don't want just like random people going in. So at least you
Right.
can monitor it that way. And it's kind of cool because you can see who's answering and who's not. You know? Then you can reach out and say, because I think that might be my email to my customers tomorrow. Like, did you get the invite for this, new platform that we have, or what? I don't know.
Honestly, I'm finding right now that a lot of leads don't want to do it because they've turned into do not contact me's.
Yeah, so, yeah, some do. I think have been meaning to try to figure out where that button is, because some of my coaches have it. So I don't think it's something that's like necessarily like an FU. I think it's like something easy. Because I remember somebody, I had to be like, dude, I need your address. Like, can you freaking get rid of that? Like, obviously we talk all the time. So I don't know. So what else? Anything else?
So, Melissa, do you know, is it going to be like, if you've got a group, and is it going to notify you every time somebody's answering a post, or, like in Facebook? We don't know.
You have to
It's all
go
a
in.
mystery.
You have to go in your preferences when you're in your own group and click on the bottom. It has 3 different notifications. Like if you want to be notified when they meet their goals, measurements, and photos, you want to be notified if someone joins you or comments or likes. There's a preference setting.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm doing homework and we're watching Taken too, so that's why I keep
No,
looking
you're
out.
good. You've got all the info.
Yeah, I'm literally posting assignments for tomorrow, distance learning, and hanging out with you guys.
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I like the possibilities so far. I like logging in. Like that was the part of my challenge tracker app that I liked. I liked the checking in with my shake and checking in with my workout and all of that. So that piece I really like. And I think it'll be informative to go in and check, to see what people are up to, as a way to just hold them accountable.
I noticed that when I was doing my workouts, it was tracking them through the app, and then I started doing like the TV or the computer, so now all my workouts are tracked. So now that they're tracking on there, it looks like I don't do anything. I'm like, what the hell?
I know. Well, and it's funny because I buy all my programs through Tucker's account. So Melissa McQueenie doesn't even work out, I don't think. Tucker does. Tucker always has been.
Yeah, so
they're gonna get his transformation pictures and be like, "You're lying. He's been working out all along."
I never thought about that though. I should do everything through his.
No, I don't.
My husband.
This girl the other day, one of my customers was like, "How can I reset the clock?" I don't know that she can. I finally had to tell her contact customer service, because she wants to reset it, all the workouts that she's done. I don't even look at it. I have no idea.
No, and sometimes Greg will usually we work out together, but sometimes he'll do it in the morning and then I do it when I get up, so
Yeah.
I get double.
Ooh, I love it. All right, let's do a pick. Oh, let me turn the recording on.
OMG, look at this. Woo.
Look at you.
Dude, one